Okay, so it's like 4:26 in the morning, and I can't sleep. Right. So, you know, God has been kind of speaking to me a lot this week, right? I've been seeing 311 everywhere. 311 everywhere. Like over and over, license plates, the time, patients that I, and at my job, like their birthday will be like 311. Like it's just been everywhere, right? And so I had done some shopping for Black Friday, and one of the websites, I think it was like Ulta, brought up my old address in South Carolina. And I had completely blocked out that my address was 311 in South Carolina. And, like I looked up the address and like, you know how like when you look up an address, it shows you like a picture of the, because we used to rent a house in South Carolina. I had moved to South Carolina with my ex-husband in 2022 because, he no longer wanted to live in North Carolina, and he had just promised me the sun, moon, and the stars. And, I wanted to give our marriage. I wanted to try everything I could, right, to save our marriage. And I moved out there, and we were out there for 9 months, y'all. And it was like actual hell. Those were the hardest 9 months of my life. And I looked at the picture and I was like, wow, how did I make it out of there? How did I make it out of that house alive? Whew, sorry. So in that house was what I finally came to the end of me and had surrendered completely to God. Like I surrendered my marriage, my kids. Sorry, I have a huge pimple. I surrendered completely to the Lord. I remember I pleaded for him. I said, Lord, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this on my own. I walked away from you. I married someone who didn't know you. Look at the mess I have gotten myself into. I just needed my God to rescue me. And he did. He did. And anyways, back to the 311 thing, right? So Ecclesiastes 3:11. So Ecclesiastes 3:11 speaks about how God has made everything beautiful in its time, right? So there's a timing for everything, which doesn't go beyond me, right? Like that God's bringing my attention back to this Bible verse, this house, this moment in my life where I surrendered to him. But also the second half of the verse says, yet no one can fathom what he has planned from us, or planned for us, right, from beginning to end, right? Because the Lord is so good, y'all. Golly, I don't know if I could post this, to look back and see how much I have changed and how much my life has changed from that moment to today. And what came after my surrender to him and how he came through, and how God just, oh my God, he provides. How I have lacked for nothing since that day. And it was not pretty, y'all. It was not pretty. I left the house. I separated. I ended getting a divorce. My kid's father went to jail. He got arrested. I went to therapy. But every little thing that happened after that moment felt like just this huge puzzle just unraveling and everything just falling into place. My awakening from that, right? Surrendering, right? You surrender to the Holy Spirit. He awakens you. He reveals so much to you. He heals you. Your purpose. He reveals your purpose to you, and then everything fell into place. He brought people into my life that led me to certain places I needed to be. Everything, you guys, one thing after the other, because God's perfect plan. I had to get off camera because I just kept getting emotional, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I pray that whoever is watching this can really get something out of me sharing my testimony. I wanted to put the Bible verse on the screen. He has made everything beautiful in its time. God's perfect timing. God divinely orchestrated that moment in my life. And even though, from the crying, you could see that it was my life was not perfect at the time, but in his plan for my life, that was the perfect moment where that was the moment in my life where I was going to turn everything around and surrender to God. And I think that I just wanted to share this because it just shows how we cannot fathom, we cannot even understand, we cannot grasp just how our God has everything planned from beginning to end in our lives. And he has a perfect plan for us, right? Jeremiah 29:11 says, it's a promise God has for his children, that he has a plan for good and not for evil, and to give us hope in a future. And I pray that this helps people out there know that you can trust in God because he is faithful. Thank you for watching.